evening, people of internet land. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another bus vlog. And welcome back to the eerily somewhat quieter interior of bus 99. So, story time. I finished my bus route this morning and I was driving back to the yard. Everything had gone fine. The entire morning had gone fine. I went over the railway overpass, and as I was coming down the back side of the overpass, I heard a clunk, like a metallic clunk behind me. So naturally, I wondered what that was, and it sounded like it came from the air conditioner behind me. So I was like, okay, that's weird. And then as I was driving along, it sounded like something in there was rattling. So I was like, okay, I think something has dislodged itself. I did not have the air conditioner on at the time because it was chilly this morning. So I ran the heaters for a little bit at the beginning of the morning until I started getting people in here. And then I shut them off, and it was cool enough outside that the bus could kind of regulate its own temperature, and I didn't really have to interfere with it. So up until that point in the morning, I hadn't used any air conditioning, but just because after I heard that clunk, there's a C-130 flying up there. But anyway, after I heard that clunk, I reached over and turned the air conditioner on, and the most obnoxious, unholy, deafening, machine gun sounding noise came out of the forward passenger air conditioner right there. I tried and tried to figure out what was causing the rattle. Could not figure it out without opening the thing up and diving into its guts. And I thought, you know what? That's what we have mechanics for. So I took 99 to the sick bay, filled out the paper, etc. Turns out they not only fixed whatever that was, but in the process also fixed the normal rattling noise that it makes, or made. Because I got on the bus and turned the air on to check and make sure they had had time to fix it, and I almost had to walk back there and feel it to make sure it was on. If you don't believe me, I will show you when I get up here to this intersection, because the other bus noise will quiet down a bit. Alright, the air's off. I'm going to set the fan to high. Watch what happens when I kick it on. Do you hear how quiet that is? That's crazy. I totally forgot that they could be that quiet. I'm just so used to that one back there rattling. You know, you've heard it in the videos. I click it into high and it has kind of that bassy rumble to it, like a with kind of a rattle inside. But apparently that's not normal. They have fixed that now. So that happened, and then the other thing I tried to do was suppress some of the rattles in here. Now obviously whatever that is over there that's rattling has not been found, and it's driving me nuts. But I picked up a tip from my dad in that the little padded seal that sits in the center bar of all these windows is not thick enough, apparently. Great job, Thomas. Not sure who engineered that, but they're not thick enough. So a lot of your rattle noise actually when you're driving comes from the two window panes actually hitting against each other. So what I've done, per his suggestion, I don't know how well you can see it from right here, is I've wedged bits of paper towel in the gap of each one to basically stiffen them up and cushion the contact point so that they're not rattling. It's not that plastic, metal, I'm not sure what it is, I can't remember. I think it's plastic and metal that hit against each other, but it seems to be working. I've been driving today and there's been a noticeable gap in the noise back there. Obviously there's still going to be rattles, there's still going to be noise because it's a hang on, I'm doing math in my head. It's a 13-year-old bus. So, you know, a 13-year-old bus with 203,000 miles now, it's going to be rattly. But I mean, listen, that's a heck of a lot quieter than it was. The main noise now, apart from the engine itself, is that one rattle. And I don't know if it's coming from the door or the dash or the heater vent. I don't know what it's coming from, but I want to find it, because if I can shut that up, this bus will be strangely quiet. Oh, and occasionally the engine squeals. There is that. That's also why I have not been driving with the engine brake on, for those of you who have been requesting that, because the engine brake sounds like this. Yeah, I don't like that high-pitched squeal, so I haven't been driving with it on. But I mentioned it the last time I had the bus in for service. I have a new service sticker now. The last time the bus was in for service, I mentioned it, and the mechanics said they would look at it, and they did. But the problem was they checked all the belts, which is usually where squeals like that come from, and all the belts were fine, and they could not get the bus to replicate the problem. Because for me, whenever the engine brake is on, it does it. And whenever I'm decelerating and the engine gets down into lower RPMs, it does it. And they said they could not, for the life of them, manage to get it to do it. Which is typically my luck with stuff like that. But, crap. I need to be in the left lane. Gosh darn it. Ah. There's me waffling on and not paying attention and not realizing that there's road work. There's been road work here for the past 19,000 years. I'm pretty sure that when Jesus himself walked the earth 2,000 years ago, that they were still working on this road. This road has no, the road works have no beginning and no end. They will be here forever. I'm pretty sure God made the earth, and he made Adam and Eve, and Adam said, "Hey, what's that?" And God just said, "I don't know, road works. They were here when I got here." But what do I know? I do know it's a very cloudy day. It's been like that most of the day, actually, with spot rains. Which is nice because it rained before route time this morning, and Apple, being Apple, said, "Oh yeah, it's not gonna rain the rest of the day." You know what? It happened off and on the rest of the day. It rained. So Apple weather is not the most reliable thing ever. Now, you've had your indicator on for about a quarter mile. Are you actually turning? Yeah, you're actually turning. Okay. I started started wondering when I saw brake lights. I'm like, maybe he's actually turning, and he is. Okay. Just maybe. Yeah, so you'll know the poll that I posted about my channel logo, debating whether or not to keep the teal and turquoise or to go to green on jet black. I've put that poll up. I like them both separately, but I kind of just wanted to get some opinions from y'all. If enough people prefer the black and green, we'll switch to that. My channel, back when I did like gaming stuff and whatnot, I had a light blue, like I'm talking like bright cyan circle with a white airplane logo in the middle of it because I did flight sim stuff. And in the middle of that airplane I put the YouTube logo, and then letters on each side I put LMDP. And I kept that from 2018 until 2024, I think. I mean, it was after I started doing school bus stuff that I changed it, because it didn't, the color scheme didn't make any sense, and the airplane logo didn't make any sense because the entire channel was school buses. So I was like, all right, I need to change this. So I put, oddly enough, I was working at my other job at a sign shop, and I was looking at 2 rolls of vinyl next to each other that were that shade of teal and turquoise together. And I remember looking at them side by side, and I was like, hey, I kind of like those colors. So I went home that night and sort of drafted a logo, so to speak, and changed it and put the color dots like the 8 ways of a bus, because I figured that'd make more sense. And I kept that from 2024, whenever I started using it, until now. But we may change it. I may change to the jet black and bright green. I think it looks cool, but I wanted to kind of get y'all's thoughts on it before I... Alright, he's waving me in. Before I just went and changed it. Perks of going to the sick bay, they also refueled my bus for me and topped off the def, so cool beans, I don't have to deal with that. Not right now. It's a 60-gallon tank, so I'll have to deal with it in the near future, because this thing absolutely drinks fuel. Those old Bluebirds are still sitting over there. They've been quote-unquote retired, but every once in a while I still see them out and about. I actually followed one the other day at the middle school. Somebody had to use one. There is 3 of the 4 new buses right there. I say new. It's the rest of the 2025s from Thomas. Thomas finally got their crap together and finished our delivery. So, do with that information what you will. I keep looking in the mirror and I keep seeing that C-130 flying around. Alright, let's do our post-trip. Nothing broke as far as I know, so that's fine. Current odometer is 203,055. I screwed up this morning. I got in there to write the bus up, and the last 3 digits was supposed to be 013, and I accidentally put. Don't you throw that at me! What?
I didn't know if you were recording or not.
Yeah, I was. I am, but say hello to YouTube.
Hey, what's up, YouTube?
Because I was like, he better not be throwing no trash on my bus. My kid's leaving enough trash on my bus.
I'm telling you, it's like it takes a half an hour just to sweep them out.
Hey, you tell them time and time again.
I know, I even got it on the digital display. No eating. They still eat.
Nah. I do let my kids eat, but I wish they would keep the bus clean. I tell them 50,000 times. But anyway, we'll turn our inspection in and clock out like so. I think that is all we need to do here. So is there some? I'll leave that. I was started to throw it away, but I won't do that. Got a new paper towel roll because the old one's running out. Well, actually I say that. I ran the old one out trying to stuff paper towels in my windows. But anyway, turn that off, off, offity off, off. Come down to low idle. Let it catch its breath. There's the squeal I'm talking about. Drives me nuts. All right. Come back here, make sure I didn't leave any children's on the bus, which I didn't. So we'll shush that as I'm talking about trash. And what do I find? Trash. And more trash. What is that? Oh, that's the thing they wrap the spoons in the cafeteria. I remember back when I was in school, we used to get these things off the spoons, and they were stretchy. So we used to play that game of how far could you stretch them out before they tore. Because when you're in elementary school, that you just find weird stuff to do. And suddenly they changed the material one day and they didn't stretch anymore. They were like hard plastic, and we were all very disappointed. But anyway, stories from my childhood. Yeah, here's what I mean. Some of these you can see where I've wedged paper towels, a piece of paper towel in there. And you can see that's, well, that one doesn't really help. They were helping earlier, but I can tell that one's okay. That one's okay. Some of them I think need a thicker piece of paper towel. But the point being, the 2 frame edges, the bottom of the top piece there and the top of the bottom piece there, where they come in contact right there, the cushion piece that Thomas puts in there is not near thick enough. So you end up, I mean, we have brand new buses that rattle because of that contact, that vibration right there. So that's a little trick that I picked up from Dad. So if you drive a C2, feel free to try that out. Be careful, you can't stuff it too far down. It'll actually come out the bottom and fall out on the outside of the bus. But yeah, there's that. So we'll grab bag. I'll reset the click as I slam my head into the thing. I feel like half of the noise problems on these buses would be solved if we didn't use so much plastic. Plastic. Everything's plastic, and everything vibrates. And that's where half of your problems come from. We'll close that. That bus needs a bath again. I feel like every time I turn around, the bus needs a bath. Somebody pointed out in the comments the reflective striping right here had the color tear in it. I am aware of that. I've never really pointed it out, but I was aware of it. They do that over time. The yellow, orange, whatever, that part peels off and you're left with just white. The material is the same, so I mean it's still reflective if you point a light straight at it, but yeah, it's kind of irritating because the color doesn't match. There's some more right there tearing. Striping, the rest of the striping, there's a spot there. Most of the striping on the back looks pretty good. Some subtle tears at the top by the school bus moniker, but I'm not overly concerned about that. A lot of dirt. The bus needs a bath, which is what happens in the winter when we get days like this where it rains. Doesn't even have to rain a lot, just a little bit, and every road, especially the sandy gravel yard, becomes a dirt trap, and you get stuff what in the world is that? That's bare metal. Okay, that's paint scarring. I'm gonna go look back in my older videos and see if that's been there, because I haven't hit anything. I swear I have not hit anything. I'm not even sure where that would have come from. You know, something else reflective that needs to be fixed. Stop sign itself looks fine, but the backside is faded. My gravy. That looks like somebody just took a knife and went. Although, wait a minute. If I just do. Okay, so it just needs a polish. I could probably get a rag and some Windex and do that. I'm curious now that I saw the reflective striping on that side. Now I'm kind of eyeballing to see if there's any other spots that are where the color's tearing off. Like I said, it's not a huge deal because it's still, the material itself is still reflective. If you point a light at it, it's still gonna reflect, which I was about to try it with my phone to show you, but in daytime you probably can't see much anyway. There's the only bus in the fleet with a light up school bus moniker. I was just talking about how you're the only bus that has a light up school bus moniker on the top.
Oh, really? The only one up there? I knew that I got the only one that's got the light up side, the stop sign.
Yeah, where it says school bus up top. Yeah. Yours is the only one.
Really? I know that, yeah.
That, yeah.
Turn it on. I mean, you notice it in the morning. I notice it.
Yeah, I was looking at the reflective striping on my bus because when they get old, the color starts peeling off.
Yeah, I can see how yours is like over your
Which I mean, the material's the same, so if you point a light at it, it'll still reflect back at you, but it's just the color doesn't match, so it's kind of irritating. But
yeah, I was talking to some other people. I'm like, yeah, this is the only one with only one stop sign, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Stop sign. I said, yeah, but the whole thing lights up. I said, it doesn't just have two little lights that flash. I said, the whole thing lights up and says, stop!
Yeah, I wish. I think some of our sped buses have one, but as far as like full-size ones, this is definitely the only.
How many new ones did we get? I saw 30 over there.
4. We got 29, 30 as sped buses, and
17.
217 and 219 as full-size.
When is 218?
That one's been here.
That's been there?
That must be a field trip. Because they'll come, usually before and after a field trip, they get put back by this fence.
Do they have the electronic brake, or do they have the standard?
Probably.
I know, like 2.
Well, I don't know, because the other 25s have standard, but we could ask for electronic.
Yeah, like John's 213 has the standard, but 202 and this one are both electronic.
That's a good question. I don't know. Hey, at this rate, I don't think it matters. Thomas got them here, so we're just gonna nod our head, say okay, and
here we go,
and go with it. But that depends on how quickly they get the security cameras and stuff installed.
So 17 and 19, That's what's weird about this one. I've only got them on one side.
Most people only have them on one side.
Really? I looked at 202s and 212s. They're on both sides.
Now I'm questioning mine. I genuinely don't remember if mine are.
If you look at mine, all of mine are on this side.
Yeah.
But if you look at 212, he's got one here, and he's got one here. Then he's got one here, and like one over here. I mean, it's just I think they're the same amount.
I think mine's got them on both sides.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this is these are my mats. This is my mats I bought at Aldi.
Yeah.
They work pretty well.
Mine end up like that, and I still get sand everywhere.
Well, no, they're fine normally, except for I just got it out of service. So, you know, that stuff that they get all over their boots. So.
Yeah. Every time I get mine. Dude, they fixed my air condition now so it doesn't rattle.
Oh, nice.
So I cracked that, because that air used to drive me, it was like, and I broke something in it this morning, and it sounded like an A10. So I took it over there. And they fixed that and like the original rattle while they were at. So I turned it up this morning. It was just like, and that was it.
Well, it's funny driving. I drove 21 all day today. It's not a bad bus.
Yeah, no, 21's pretty good.
21 wasn't bad.
When it's not trying to kill you.
I just did what I needed to do. It took me forever to figure out. Oh, you got to turn this knob this way to get the heat. I'm like.
Yeah.
First thing I did is I go make sure that the knob down here is open.
Yeah.
But I forgot to, like this, turn it to hot. And I'm like, why is this so cool?
Why are those buses so confusing with that? These things.
2 air conditioning units, I turn them to hot.
There's 5 different temperature knobs, and it's like, these things, there's 2 heater switches, just turn them up to high and open the water valve, and that's all you gotta do.
Yeah. You'd think it would be easy.
I'm just bummed that we can't split the ACs like we can the heaters.
I like that on those with the
yeah, I can split them.
Or because constantly in this one they're like, oh, it's cold.
Yeah, the kids right here are like, it's cold, and the kids in the middle are like, it's hot.
And the kids way in the back are like, it's cold. And it's like, no, I can't help you there. So
maybe one day Thomas will get. Well, we're not buying Thomas anymore. So.
Well, the internationals are split.
Yeah, so
I didn't see the new ones when I looked at it. It was split. So.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. So our 209s that are everyday routes are going to go away then.
They're about to go, I think.
So they'll be the next 2, and then some of your 12s will be, I guess.
Some of the 12s, but I don't.
Yeah, like I said, you probably won't.
But I don't know whose 12 is going.
Well, I mean, no. What I'm saying is, there's only 2, right? We have 209s that run routes right now.
Yeah, and 6 12s.
And 6 12s. So. We're getting what, 6?
So hypothetically, those 2 will replace those 209s.
Yeah, and then all the new ones, unless some of those are speds, I don't know.
Some of them will be speds, I think.
And they were 6?
Yeah, because I've heard we're behind on sped buses.
So there probably 4 of them will be regular buses. So like 16,
so 3 or
16, 99, 01.
It's 01, 02, 16, 95.
I never hear 95.
98, 99.
I never hear 98 or 95.
You know, what's weird is they said I have the high. He told me I was the highest mileage 12. I didn't know that.
Well, which means yours will be probably one of the first ones.
I know, but mine drives so well that I'm like,
No, you just have a working deal in there. Is that whatever bus they give you, that if you have to get a spare, 99 is yours.
Yeah.
Everyone will be fighting over 99 then.
That's good. Yeah. Oh, for sure. As soon as that bus becomes a spare, she's not going to be sitting still.
Oh, it's like the 207s.
Every day she's going to be going.
Those 2 white top 07s. Yeah, those right there.
They never stay here.
They never stay.
And Fred's also going to get a new sped bus. Or at least move up.
Finally, that poor guy, man.
The dude for those of you watching at home, he drives Sped Bus 54, but it's an 09, so we all know how those are. So every day is like a game of chess. He hops between 50, 51, 52, 53, and 54.
Because 54 blew up.
Because 54 blew up. Piece of crap engine. Oh,
and what he's currently driving smokes like all get out.
Oh yeah, what is he on now? 51? 51 smokes like a... I started to name a driver that it smokes like, but I won't go there. Because I don't know what bus drivers watch my videos. I think 204 watches my videos. Or a kid that made their account say 204.
Well, Issa drives 204 right now. She got hired the same time I did. And Casey is driving 206, who got hired the same time I did. It's Russian roulette right now, because we've got so many people out. Dave hitting the road. So 3 of the new ones are here. These sped buses are slightly longer than the ones we had by like 3 feet, 2 feet, something. That's not much. But all our sped buses we order with chrome grills. These all have pretty much the same as the other batch of 25s we got, as far as I know. Disc brakes all the way around, LED headlights. I will just poke around in here. Adjustable steering wheel, armrest on the seats. Look at the switch config, completely the same. Physical parking brake, so that'll answer Dave's question. Not the electronic, but they do have a PA, which I like. I kind of wish I had a PA on my bus, but I don't. The security cameras do alternate sides, so that'll answer Dave's other question. Dude, the legroom in these is so much nicer than the old ones. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I have things to do tonight. Wow. Okay, my hair's gonna be jank. That's fine. Stay closed, please. Cool. So we have shushed some of the rattles in my bus and got the air condition fixed. Chat with Dave and look at 3 new buses. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you very much for watching. And ta-ra.